Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. My name is Ciarra, and please do remember, if you do not like what I say, how I say it, or why I say it, then please do feel free to click off this video and go about the rest of your day in peace. And so we are back again with another pick a card here, and this is a timeless pick a card. And what we're looking at is what is it you need to know kind of in 3 months time. So again, regardless of whenever it is that you are watching this video, we are talking about 3 months from whenever it is you've clicked on this video and you are choosing a pile, if that makes sense. So this is just going to be general messages of kind of what you need to know, what the energy might be 3 months from this point of when you're watching this, that kind of thing is what we're doing here. So as always, I do want to mention, if you guys are interested in helping supporting this channel, getting access to more exclusive pick a cards, ad-free pick a cards, as well as personal readings, all that stuff is happening over on my Patreon, which the link will be down below. I'm only currently doing personal readings through Patreon. So if you're looking for a personal reading, that is where the information is going to be. I will be adding some new tiers soon in the coming months in regards to personal readings if you want something a little bit more specific. And of course, I also post my artwork and stuff on my Patreon as well, stuff that you will not see other platforms, and definitely uncensored stuff. So without further ado, let me go ahead and introduce the piles that we have here today. We have 3 piles, and you can choose based off the crystal that is sitting on each pile or based off the sticker. So the sticker for pile 1, of course, we have this very witchy hand here. For pile 2, we have the very cute little bun bun. And for pile 3, we have the tentacle girl boba. So whichever pile that you feel most drawn to, definitely do feel free to pause this video, meditate on the piles, use a pendulum if you'd like. And of course, if you're attracted to more than one pile, that is perfectly fine, because again, these are still general messages, general readings. So not every card, not every message may resonate for you personally or your personal situation. So if you are attracted to more than one pile, that is perfectly fine. And again, if none of the piles resonate, if none of the messages resonate, then this video just isn't for you right now. Please feel free to go and check out some of the other videos I have on my channel, or I might just not be the right reader for you. That is perfectly fine. It's all cool. Do you, boo? And again, no need to leave some nasty comment or anything letting me know how it doesn't resonate, because again, I wasn't the one who forced you to choose the piles. Just throwing that out there. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into the messages. All right, for those of you who are attracted to pile 1 with this crystal here, as well as this particular witchy sticker, we're going to go ahead and set the sticker up over there. We're going to go ahead and jump into your reading and see what it is you need to know in 3 months' time from whenever it is that you have selected this pile. So we're going to start off with the tarot and see what energy the tarot is setting up here. So first up, we have the 9 of Swords. We then have the 2 of Swords. We also have here the Page of Pentacles. And we have, wow, we have the 4 of Swords. A lot of sword energy coming out for you guys. It's primarily sword and pentacles. So we're talking about earth energy here. We're talking about air and earth. So some of you could be earth or air signs. Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo, Aquarius, Libra, Gemini. Let's see, with this energy here, clearly it feels like in 3 months' time, you guys are going to have to come to a decision about something, and it's going to require definitely a lot of contemplation. I definitely feel like it is something that is work-related or career-related or self-study, so it could be anything that has to do with university, uni, you know, again, starting something business-wise, but it's very, very early stages. It's very much the start of something, and it's definitely requiring you to continue your education, continue learning, continue striving forward, but it is causing you a lot of stress, I see 3 months from now. in the sense of the Nine of Swords being present here. It's definitely an energy of stress, Some of you could be dealing with a little bit of like depression, anxiety over this new course. Because it definitely feels like starting something new. And it is going to require a lot of practical planning and, working methodically with that Pentacles energy. And again, it could definitely do a lot with your finances. So be very mindful of your finances. With the Four of Swords, definitely be paying a lot of attention to your dreams. That might even be a part of it. It's like a lot of you are going to be struggling with sleep in 3 months' time, because again, you're struggling over making a decision or a change here. There's kind of like a fracture happening here between two decisions, and you're not really seeing a way forward because you're so caught up in your mind. You also have to be really careful how it is you're communicating in 3 months' time. Make sure that you're not. I feel like there's a strong sense here of accidentally being misunderstood a lot of times, especially when it is you're trying to communicate one-on-one with somebody else. But yeah, inner reflection is definitely going to be a big aspect here. And maybe even just stepping away from the situation altogether for a little bit to regroup and kind of recenter. And again, really figure out what it is that is causing you so much stress. And again, I feel like it stems from whatever this decision is that you're going to have to make. You're going to need to really balance yourself out, and you're going to have to face it. You're going to have to face making a decision at some point. You can't avoid it. There is no happy course of action here as what's coming through. It's like, regardless, yeah, maybe something is going to be ending in the process of you making this decision. It could be maybe saying goodbye to maybe a previous job, or ending a certain relationship because you are going in this other direction. I feel the need, like you're gonna have to be prepared to just kind of face the music is what I'm getting here, is the energy. So let's go ahead. I got my tea with me here today. Let's see what else we have here for your oracle cards. Actually, let's look at your crystal cards first. So the two crystals that came out for you guys, and again, you were attracted particularly to this one because that's the one we had up. So this crystal here is scolecite, which is in the same family as selenite. So it's another crystal that you want to kind of avoid getting wet or near water. So what is scolecite? It's a super vibey ice white stone that forms in needle-like bursts. Who needs it? Up all night worrying about the coming singularity types. Brave explorers of beautiful dreamscapes. That is so fucking wild. And yes, this is like a good dream stone. So yeah, I'm definitely getting a sense here, like in 3 months' time, you guys are going to be struggling a lot with finding your chill, and especially it's going to be affecting your sleep. So just be aware of that. So where to put it? Under your pillow before bed, whenever you want to establish an impenetrable chill zone. So yes, you can get the raw form of this stone. You can also get tumbled pieces of this stone as well. And that's what I would recommend, obviously, putting underneath your pillow. If that is what you choose to do, get a tumbled piece so you don't have to worry about pieces breaking off or anything like that. So when to use it? When it's time to take your sleep hygiene to the next level, i.e. put down the phone, pick up a book, a paper one, and that kind of goes into that page of Pentacles right there. Sip a chamomile tea, slather on the lavender oil, and wait for some rapid eye movement and those dreamy messages marked important by your subconscious. Dive into your dreams. So yeah, again, there is the heavy importance here of paying attention to your sleep schedule, because there's a lot of important messages to help you kind of, like, the you in your sleep, and also your spirit guides and everybody who's reaching through your dreams are trying to help you with your waking situation here. So you really have to open up to that vein of communication through your dreams and through your sleep. The other stone we have here is, this is definitely going to be a power stone, and I know this is sapphire. So this is going to be very much related to Saturn. So definitely be looking at what is happening in your Saturn 3 months from now, using, progress charts or transits, whatever it is you prefer. So what is it? Often blue, but sometimes pink or yellow, sapphire, like ruby, is a variety of the mineral cornadum, which is peacemaking, force field of sparkle energy. Sapphire protects the vulnerable and squishy stuff inside you from judgmental people and their unsolicited BS. Who needs it? Students of ancient wisdom. Again, I'm getting a sense that a lot of you are maybe students who picked this particular pile. This could definitely be about worry over your future, maybe where you're transferring, anything like that, exams. Like, I get a strong sense of definitely a lot of students here, or again, people who are trying to start something new in their career or business, just material wealth and wisdom, being an emphasis here. So where to put it? On your right middle finger, the finger of Saturn, Sapphire's associated planet. So again, you might want to get yourself a sapphire ring and wear it there, especially to help you. When to use it: when resentments are doing more damage to you than those you're holding them against. Enlist Sapphire to call forth the old soul that resides within, i.e. the wisest part of you, who couldn't possibly care less about what anybody else thinks of you. Find your tranquil place. So that might also be a part of it, especially if some of you are younger who picked this pile. And again, you're trying to make this transition. You're trying to, kind of step into this adult role, making these decisions for yourself. You might be at odds with family or friends about the decisions you're trying to make or the directions you're going. Regardless of your age, you might be going through that anyway. So again, it's really requiring you to kind of take the bull by the horns here and just, again, make the decision that is the best for you yourself. And again, you're going to have to step on some people's toes. You're going to have to disappoint some people because, again, you're not following their plan or what they are expecting for you. But again, it is your life. You have to live it for you. Because in the end, it's like, if you're not at your happiest, if you're not thriving for yourself, how are you supposed to help or might make anybody else happy if you yourself aren't happy? So let's go ahead and see what we have here. Wow, for your oracle cards. And one of the first ones we have up, are you kidding me? We have the Lord here with take charge with authority. Exactly. In 3 months' time, you just have to, again, I was talking about taking the bull by the horns, and we literally have, there's horns on his crown here. There's rams behind him, so that could definitely be related to Aries energy here as well. He's very much, this figure here, the Lord, is very related to the Emperor kind of energy. So yeah. Maybe for some of you, you're going to be at odds specifically with like a father figure or a masculine figure who has usually been in charge, but it's now your time to, again, step up and be your own Lord in your own life and kind of reign over yourself and not be dictated to, because again, you actually know the best decision for you. So have more trust in that just for yourself. And again, this card is really talking about don't be afraid to take charge or use your voice. Be strong in 3 months' time. Sometimes you have to take control in order to be honored. If you feel that your kindness or gifts are being taken for granted, it's time to change that. There is no excuse for bad behavior, and the ancestors are encouraging you to hold your ground and speak your mind in a fiercely loving way. You have the energy and might to overcome dramas or energies that aren't working for your growth. And it's time to take charge before you find yourself in a situation you don't want to be in. You are being encouraged to be the boss instead of being bossed. This card also brings the energy of ambition and can show you have the potential to move upwards on a professional level, but only if you act with authority and show who you really are. Exactly. That is totally the theme here for you guys in 3 months' time. So moving on to the next card here, we also have a blessing on a friendship. So very interesting. We have the unicorn coming out here. So again, the unicorn might be a significant symbol or totem for you guys in particular. But obviously with a card like this, a blessing on a friendship, this might mean that there is going to be a transformation happening as far as your friendships go. There could be a new person who's going to step in and really encourage you to be that authority figure within your life. It's talking about a blessing for a friendship where your best self is given permission to emerge and grow, and where mutual love is shared in good times and in bad. So obviously, this is definitely, I feel like, a call to reconsider who it is you're surrounding yourself with and who it is you're kind of giving away your power to. If there are people around you who are not encouraging you to kind of step up and, take that leap and follow your own path and be your own leader, then maybe you need to reconsider if those are the right people to be sharing in your life in particular. I feel like there's definitely a call here to really watch who you're surrounding yourself with in 3 months' time and really choosing wisely friendships and people who are going to be supportive and really, share that closeness and really, support each other in your soul endeavors and encourage you to, yeah, you can do it. If that is what you're feeling called to do, then do it. All kind of friendships, some friendships are going to have seasons, some are going to stay with you the rest of your life. So again, there might be some changes and some transformations happening in that regard, but in the end, I feel like it's going to lead to something very positive for you guys. So let's go ahead and look at your next card. And so this was your animal card that I pulled for you guys, and it was the crane. And the crane came out in the reverse, so that is the message that we're going to be reading for you here. I very much selected very kind of like Celtic and Druid-like cards for you guys, so that might be of significance for some of you. And so let's go ahead and talk about the crane and what its message is for you. I definitely feel like, again, this is kind of going to relate back to needing to watch out for that balance, have a lot of patience in this process that's coming up. Let's go ahead and see here. So with the crane, typically this is talking about secret knowledge, patience, and longevity. Look, exactly what I was thinking. So in its reverse state for you guys, the crane stands alone for hours on end, simply observing and patiently waiting. But it's also able to join in its colleagues to fly in formation or to dance together. You may need to learn the right balance between being alone and working with others. Spending too much time alone can create feelings of isolation and separation. Conversely, having no time to oneself can be an avoidance of self-knowledge and the uncomfortable feelings of loneliness. Spending a while looking at your life to see whether you give yourself enough time having both of these experiences. The shadow side of the crane is manifested as harshness, meanness, and a nagging, complaining disposition. If you find these qualities showing sometimes in your behavior, see if you can experience the deeper aspects of the crane, in which it becomes an animal of the goddess as crone or wise woman. Ask yourself to what extent you are denying the wise woman who has a knowledge of death and the underworld in yourself, and to what extent your negative behavior may be a reflection of this denial. So wow, there you guys go. You definitely want, and you should start addressing this now so that you are set up. And again, if you especially don't like this energy for yourself in 3 months' time, or again, you're already dealing with this energy right now, this is obviously a warning like, hey, if you don't address these things, especially what the crane is bringing up about that balance between togetherness, loneliness, and again, if you definitely are recognizing that, hey, that you have been expressing, what was it exactly? Those uncomfortable feelings, manifesting as harshness, meanness, or nagging, complaining disposition within yourself, then yeah, that is a warning sign that you've been working in the negative of this crane energy. And so you need to righten it. You need to balance out again. So again, if you're recognizing that you're already doing this and you're already in this energy right now, if you start, again, working at it right now, you can completely change this energy for yourself 3 months from now. And you won't even you'll be in that Lord energy instead, which would be very beneficial for you, because then you don't have to worry about, again, this 9 of Swords, this 2 of Swords, and trying to stress out about this decision because you've already made the decision by then. Again, that's how tarot works. This is showing you the potential of that energy. And if you recognize this energy is already manifesting now, you can righten it and you can change it through hard work. Again, it's going to take work. That's just how everything is. So, lastly, for your plant cards here, you guys got 2 actually. So, the first one you got was the cuckoo pint. Hopefully I said that. Yeah. But it came up in the reverse for you guys. So again, that's going to require some work here. And we got, hopefully I guess pronounce this right, Arjamani? argamani. I don't know. I'm not as good with my plants as I am with my animals, but I'm trying to learn. So let's go ahead and talk about both of these for you guys and what they're imparting for you guys, of what you should be aware of 3 months from now. So we're going to start off with the one that starts with the A. I'm not going to even attempt. But in its upright position, it's talking about purification, liberation, preparation for new beginnings, which again goes back into that Page of Pentacles. So it is a saying for you guys. One of the Gaelic names for and I can't even pronounce the plant itself, so there's no way I'm going to be pronouncing the Gaelic, but it's which has been interpreted as sorrow of the Druids. However, a more complete interpretation would explain that it is a dispeller of sorrow used by the Druids. Since this plant has the special property of helping to liberate people from depression and lethargy, and look, you have that 9 of Swords, so here's literally a plant to help you with that energy. By eliminating negative energy from their aura and their home. If you've drawn this card upright, this may suggest that you're ready to let go of feelings, thoughts, or attachments that are no longer serving you. Argamani brings a sense of purification and liberation that makes you want to step boldly forward into a new phase of your life, or perhaps a new job or relationship. Any sorrow that you may have been feeling will be dispelled, and whatever negative energies may have been lingering in your home or workplace will soon vanish as swiftly as the night vanishes at dawn. Wow, that is pretty wild that came up, because that literally resonates with everything else that I've brought up here in the cards for you guys. Isn't that's just mind boggles me when it comes to reading, and what's so unique about it, and I think sometimes people can miss it, is like, I'm using vastly different decks here, but yet the same messages keep coming up. Like, the chances statistically are so slim for that to happen, but it happens regardless. So it's like, wow. So talking about the cuckoo plant, in the reverse, it's talking about disharmony, toxicity, inability to connect. Yep. I'm not surprised that that's the keywords coming up for this one. So in its reverse state, when there is disharmony, nothing seems to go the way you wish. If you cannot connect openly and warmly with your partner, friends, or work colleagues, you can't be fully creative or happy, however favorable the outer circumstances. Choosing this card reverse may indicate that you're going through a period in which harmoniousness communication is proving difficult. And look at all the swords you got. Like, yes, this makes so much sense. So anyway, choosing this card reverse, although it is important to strive for connection and union, these goals may sometimes be difficult or impossible to achieve if poisonous or toxic words or feelings have been expressed. Our systems can tolerate and even be healed by certain doses of poison, but beyond a particular level, only harm can result, and we should avoid contact with such toxins. Whenever we go through a period of disharmony, we should remember that all of life is cyclical, and that a period of harmony is sure to follow sooner or later, which is so the Wheel of Fortune kind of energy. That's just how it works. That is the cycles of life here. So clearly, in 3 months' time, there is a strong possibility that, and I was totally sensing that there's going to be some disharmonious communication, because again, you're trying to, I feel like, make a change in something or make a decision. And so it's like disharmony with friends, family, colleagues, especially as you're trying to make a change for maybe your study. Maybe you're going to be changing your major. And maybe that's going to upset some people, or maybe again, you're trying to make a change in your job. You're doing some new form of self-study. It's like you're trying to, I get the sense of trying to better yourself, and maybe other people coming in disagreements, or maybe you're not trying to better yourself and people are trying to encourage you to, like, hey, try this, try that. Like, we see you're down, we see you're depressed, we see you're having a hard time. We're trying to reach out and help you, and maybe you're denying that help, which again is not the right thing, because again, you have to find that balance between the loneliness and again the togetherness here. So lastly, I'm going to go ahead and pull some additional little tea leaf cards here for whatever else that you guys need to know for 3 months time. So let's see, what do you guys need to know for 3 months time? Okay, so we have Shark coming out here with take care, for there will be a loss of material wealth. That's something I feel like you guys are going to be worried about. We also have the Candle, though. You will be shown the way. So there's the positivity there. Especially I feel like you'll be shown the way through your dreams as well. So pay attention to that. We also have Bat, take care, enemies are working against you. There could be a negative person who's really trying to dissuade you from taking control of your own life. For some of you, it just depends. Let's see. Lastly, let's pull some final messages. And just a few more. Okay. So, we also have Arrow. You are on the right path regarding some aspect of your life. So I feel like, yeah, a lot of you are trying to move in the right direction. You know where it is you're supposed to move. But again, I feel like there's a lot of other people who are going to like try to disagree with you because they think they're going to know what's best for you. We also have Mountain Road. You are on the road to success. Look at that. And then we also have Bo here with you are highly thought of. I think there are still some new people or some people who are already in your life who are going to think very highly of you. And they're going to really encourage you. So recognize their help. Because I feel like some of you are going to be very standoffish about, because again, you're going to have some negativity, I think, being thrown at you, or you're going to be throwing it at yourself. And there is going to be at least I'm getting the sense of one person in particular who's really going to like have your back 100%. So don't treat that person like shit is what I'm getting. And lastly, we got the and work, achievement, and success. Again, very much centered around work and business and the material stuff for you guys 3 months from now. So, excuse me. That is everything I'm seeing here for your cards for 3 months time. So, if this resonated, please do drop a like, comment down below, let me know what you thought about it, how it resonated, all that good stuff. And again, if you would like to help support the channel and the work that I'm doing, please do consider going and checking out my Patreon, linked down below, especially if you'd like more pick-a-card content, daily tarot messages, artwork, as well as personal readings. All of that is set up over on my Patreon. So, thank you all so much, and I'll see you in the next one. For those of you who are attracted to pile 2 here with the very cute little bun, and of course this crystal sitting here on top, we're going to set the bun over there. We're going to go ahead and jump into your cards to see what is happening for you guys in 3 months' time, and we're going to go ahead and start off with the tarot, as always, just to see what the energy is setting up for you guys. Let's see what we have. So first up, we have the 4 of Cups. Oops. I'm dropping it. So we have the 4 of Cups. We then have the Star. And we have the 3 of Pentacles. So, in 3 months' time, I definitely get the sense here of there's definitely some fated things that are going to be occurring in 3 months' time for you here with the star energy here. You know, wishing upon a star, wishes being granted, unusual opportunities are going to be appearing in your path, but you might be kind of in a state where it's like you're not completely aware of them. You're not necessarily paying a lot of attention to it. I just saw 111, so that might be, like, again, synchronicities might be popping up a lot. Like, I feel like spirit in the universe is kind of like, hey, look at this. Like, they're trying to nudge you. They're trying to show you these opportunities, but you might be kind of like sleeping on it because, again, maybe you've been in a state of kind of lack, dissatisfaction with things, kind of like, meh, this kind of energy is what I'm getting here. But it's like the star is all about renewal. It's all about rebirth and like healing yourself and really coming out and accepting the blessings and accepting that everything has its own divine timing, and that, you know, these things are fated and that it's written in the stars for you, and it will come to pass. And I see with the 3 of Pentacles, this could be in relations to particular, well, to relationships, especially in the realm of work and connections, working with others in team-oriented situations, accepting these team orientation kind of things, working together with others, accepting help and assistance from others, especially in your creative ideas. Some of you might even be dealing with something like writer's block, artist block, some sort of creative block where it's like you can't feel the energy moving anymore in yourself, and so you're looking for that spark of inspiration. I feel like in 3 months' time it will happen, but it's going to require you to kind of be open to receiving, be open to allowing others kind of in to assist you, to kind of show you, maybe give suggestions, maybe looking to others to find inspiration again, allowing other people maybe in to help assist you in your projects. Just a bit. I always say that there's a thin line there where it's like you want to be very careful who it is you tell your ideas to, especially for projects that are not yet public, that you aren't displaying publicly. Like, you got to be really, really mindful and careful with that kind of stuff. But I'm just getting the sense here of, like, again, you need to be accepting of whatever Spirit kind of throws at you here. Like, I get the sense here that maybe some of you, when it comes to your manifestations, it's like you're expecting it to happen in a specific way at a specific time, but that's just not how it works. And it's like, I get the sense here of, like, you are going to get what you've been wishing for. You are going to get what you are manifesting, but it's not going to happen in the way that you expect it to happen. For sure. It's going to be in a completely different form and a completely different opportunity than you realize. So it's like, regardless of when these opportunities appear in 3 months' time, just accept them and give it a shot. Even if you think it's not something in your realm, or it's not, like, again, it's not what you were wanting, or it wasn't exactly how you were expecting it. It's like, don't, what is the saying? Don't look a gift horse in the mouth, or something like that. Like, that's the energy I'm getting at. Like, don't be ungrateful. Like, really hardcore. Like, be very, very grateful for everything you already have and what it is that's coming in. Even if it's not in the form you expected, be extremely fucking grateful that you're even getting the opportunity to begin with, and that it's even coming in some form. Like, that's a big part of the energy here. Like, I do not be ungrateful. So let's look at the crystal cards that you got here. So again, you chose this pile maybe because you were very attracted to this green crystal here, which, I like you because it's green calcite. And again, as I say, it's like, anybody who's been following me a while, follows me on my social media, or my page, or as a patron of mine, should know that I love my calcite. So green calcite. What is it? Green calcite is the emo, honest to a fault, believers in storybook endings, tree hugger of the calcite family. Yeah, I get a little bit of that emo energy for some of you guys. Who needs it? Anyone who finds himself lost in the forest of doubt without a map. Libras. Some of you could specifically be Libras. And we have Aquarius energy here. So yeah, a little bit of that air energy might be an emphasis here. So where to put it? Against your chest when making important decisions regarding how you want to spend the finite, precious time you have on earth. When to use it? When your heart is asking for something, but you aren't listening. That's this Four of Cups right here. The heart wants what it wants. The mind wants what it thinks the heart should want. Call on the energy of green calcite to nudge the push and pull in the heart's favor. Live out your heart's desire. Exactly. And then the other crystal you got here is Dambarite. So, what is it? Like the beta blockers in Grandma's medicine cabinet, Dambarite's twinkling effervescent energy takes the edge off with its serious feel-good vibes. Who needs it? Emos! Goths, buttoned up white-collar stress cases. Jesus. Like, are you kidding me? That's exactly the energy I was feeling with this Four of Cups. Like, everything's horrible. Like, everybody hates me, or the world is a horrible place and I'm not gonna get what I want. Like, that's just kind of, sorry to like call it out, but that's like a bit of the energy I'm getting here. So it's like, you gotta not to be that way. Again, you gotta be a little bit more upbeat. You need to put a little of that star energy and that light back into things, and not be so sad or like, mopey. Like, it's not like sadness. It's like, yeah, it's like mopey, like like no like excitement, no joy, like at all is kind of energy I'm getting here. It's like things are not as bad as you're trying to make them out to be. Like really, like things are going to happen. Things are coming here. I mean, you got the fucking star here. But again, you have to be willing to kind of put yourself out there a little bit and be accepting of like, hey, it's not going to come always in the form I expect it to be, but that's totally fine. So, where to put it? Wherever you want to do some elevated thinking, feeling, dreaming, being. When to use it. When the daily grind has ground you into the pavement. When you feel like launching into space but lack astronaut training. Vibing with Amberites can help divert your busy mind away from its pesky, physics-ruled orientation. There's somewhere else out there. Flip on the high beams and explore. Turn on your electric light. Exactly. Literally, reach for the stars, do some stargazing. Have a little more faith is definitely a big thing that I'm getting here. So let's look at what card. Let's see. Let's talk about the animal card that came out for you guys, and is card 55 with the snake spirit. Time to heal. So regardless of how you feel about snakes, snakes are extremely powerful totem, and they're very much about healing, shedding old skin, transformation. It's also strong masculine energy. It's the Kundalini awakening. So some of you might need to go through that kind of experience for your own, kind of like waking up that star energy within. So with the snake being present here, all of us need healing at time, and when the snake spirit appears, it's time to repair, renew, and replenish yourself and your vulnerable heart. Self-care and maintenance work are needed so that your vitality can arise. Give yourself the space to nourish your own well-being. Vulnerability is necessary for friendships and partnerships to work, and you literally have that Three of Pentacles here. So that might be another part of it. It's like you guys aren't allowing yourself to be vulnerable around others, to let them in, to like have them see you, and like, again, becoming a part of the team. That's a big emphasis here for you guys 3 months from now. It's going to be a very healing process. I feel like some of you have been isolating yourself for way too long, and it's time to reach out because it would be very healing for you. Which means all of us will have tender emotions at times. Be gentle with yourself and others now. Shed the past and step into a new way of being. For vitality is rising in you. Again, the Kundalini awakening. This might be a good time to honor the work you've done to heal, grow, and repair any damage within you, within those you care about, and within your community. Celebrate together how far all of you have come in your healing journey and all that you have created. Unburden yourself of anything that no longer supports wellness, prosperity, positive relationships, and well-being, and open the door for healing to occur. So again, a strong emphasis 3 months from now to really get involved with your communities, whether it's friend groups, work colleagues, like take part. Like if you know that there's a group of people who are trying to start doing something, and maybe you see they're lacking a member, or even if they're not, be that person to step up and, hey, like, I can give a helping hand, like, give me a chance. Because I feel like because of whatever it is that you've been going through, regardless, you've been giving off this energy of like, leave me the fuck alone. Or like you might have that resting bitch face kind of syndrome happening lately. And it's really, again, that standoffishness with other people. And so even though there's people that I feel like who could really, really love you and really want to be around you and connected to you, they have hesitated from approaching you because they're afraid, honestly, of like pissing you off, or because again, you're kind of giving off this lackluster vibe. And it's like when they've kind of maybe hinted like, hey, maybe you want to hang out or something, and it's like maybe you've been so caught up in kind of you, and again, maybe dealing with whatever it is you're dealing with, but it's like you can welcome in other people to help you deal with whatever it is you're dealing with. It's kind of that thing. Like, definitely big working here on the heart chakra for you guys is an emphasis. So let's look at the next card we have here as well. We have the card of commitment. interesting. We have two birds being featured here. We have the raven and we have the dove. So marrying wisdom and messages with peace and communion. Really, again, commitment, I feel like, is making a commitment to be more in connection with somebody else. Tying the knot in a sense. So with this, it's talking about your dedication at this time is in question. Where have you put your heart and soul into it? You have reaped the rewards and you have so much to offer. However, your lack of focus underlines a fear of commitment. Something from your past is preventing you from making a choice, and the free spirit within dreads the thought of being trapped. Very much related to that Aquarius energy. Aquarius, they don't like to be tied down. They don't like to be contained. You guys might be dealing with a little bit of that. However, a little focus and dedication is required on your part to release any self-made restrictions. The universe is poised in your favor to devote to that cause, to pledge allegiances with a partner, or to commit to an offer at this time. Again, an offer is coming in for sure. So the spell incantation, because this is actually from the spell casting oracle cards, is take a ring and weave a blue ribbon around it on a Tuesday at sunrise during a waxing gibbous moon phase. Face east and say, won't agree, might be deceived. Around this ring a ribbon's weaved. Releasing fears of obligation, refusal is procrastination. Color blue breathes in devotion. Fidelity is not just a notion. Duty causes you to bless. Commit and say a big fat yes. Now tie the ribbon around your neck to wear the ring all day and say, gratefully I accept the magic of you, of protection to assist in all that I do. Lend me the courage, build power in me, assist my transcendence, so mote it be. So if you want to give that incantation a try, definitely do. I always say, it's always good to use stuff like this as a basis, but then make it your own. Add more to it. You might even want to use the symbol of the snake in this particular spell work. But the point is working some sort of spell to help with, again, refusing to procrastinate, releasing any fears around obligations or commitments, and setting yourself on the road to, being devoted and really making a commitment to something, a cause, a person, a relationship, like stepping up and doing that and building it together with others is so important here. So some of the other meanings of this card is obligations do not serve you. Rethink your loyalty. You're being taken lightly. Your dreams need focus. Commit to freedom. Someone pops the question. So those are some of the magical meanings of this particular card. So again, I feel like you got to be very wise about what obligations you are committing to, always. Doesn't matter. I feel like there's an emphasis for you to make some sort of obligation or to make some sort of commitment. But understand, if for some reason you do decide to make a commitment, you do decide to make an obligation, that doesn't mean that you're always going to be stuck in that. I feel like that's kind of part of the fear that you guys are facing. It's you have maybe a fear, if you do make that decision, and that obligation, you feel like you cannot change it because maybe you are very honest and you are very true to your word. And when you make a promise, you really mean it, but that doesn't mean that you have to always stay with that obligation. You can break that obligation at any point, especially if it no longer aligns with what your purpose is, or something about that obligation or that commitment has changed. It's no longer what you originally agreed to, which if that's the case, yeah, definitely things need to be renegotiated. There's always flexibility. Nothing is ever just 100% set in stone. Things can change and things can morph, but that's where it comes in the beauty of communication, and again, learning to work together with others and to open up that vein of communication to be hey, you know what, originally we made this commitment and this is how things were, but now things are different. Let's renegotiate this commitment, and maybe things are not quite as aligned anymore. Hey, I need this now. like, are you still about it? And if that other person is like, no, I'm not about that, then there's the cue to like, hey, maybe this commitment isn't for either one of us anymore because we're not aligned anymore. And that's perfectly all right. That is a perfectly fine thing. So don't be afraid of like, just because you do make a commitment, like you can never change it. Like that is so not the case. Like everything is always in a flux of change. That is the only constant and the only really the commitment that you can always guarantee. That and death. So let's go ahead and look at your plant card for this reading. And what came out for you guys is blackberry with invasive. Interesting. So let's go ahead and talk about the blackberry a little bit more in depth. Another name that I like to call blackberries is fairy berries because they are very related to the fae. So the fae might be of interest for some of you. So it's talking, the little poem here is, time to break free, boundaries in place, intruder, stalker, get out of my face. Thorny, sharp branches and berries of black. Protect from invasion to prevent attack. This magic is worked with harm to none, so mote it be, there it is done. So somebody is desperate to be part of your life and could be pushing your buttons right now. So again, there is another option here for some of you where, yeah, maybe there is somebody who, that might be a big part of it too, literally for you guys. And that might be a part of like setting very clear boundaries. Maybe you're not communicating very well to this person that you don't want that commitment. And maybe they're coming on a little bit too strong and you're just kind of playing like, you're just kind of brushing it off instead of just like being outright and taking the bold risk, like being bold and being like, no, I'm not about this. Please, like, I'm sorry, but like, no. So their invasive presence and blatant disrespect for your boundaries is making you feel uncomfortable. Maybe that's also something you guys have dealt with in the past. And so you're afraid of that happening again, which is why you keep kind of pushing people away. But understand that that's not always going to be the case with every single person. The only way for you to know for certain is to kind of feel somebody else, give them a little bit of a chance. And if they do present that same kind of energy again, then you know how to deal with it because you've already experienced before. So neighbor disputes could be an issue for you as boundary lines are crossed, or you may be fighting for personal space at work. Time to break away and free yourself from the entrapment and attachments of others and heal from anything that is causing you unease. If you permit, I shall protect you from unwanted invasion with my thorny branches. Plant me in your garden to prevent energy vampires from crossing your threshold. And if my thorns draw the perpetrator's blood, as dark and juicy as my berries, then you can be sure that justice is served. Wow. So again, so it might be one of two coins for a lot of you pick this pile, where either you're not allowing people in, you're being too standoffish, or others of you need to draw a better boundary and with a particular person who is trying to cross that line too much, and you don't want a commitment with that person, and it's just like, no, I'm not about it. And so you have to be very firm and be just like, no. And you just got to be, because I do get the sense that a lot of you have a very good soul. You have a very warm heart, very sensitive heart. But sometimes, again, there could be like that resting bitch face kind of thing happening where it's like either people are afraid to approach you or there's somebody who's overstepping their approaching. So finally, your last two cards here we have Poe. With time for change, to learn something new, to use technology and gadgets with wisdom. Ooh. So maybe somebody, especially over social media, is trying to push your buttons or overstep. Which is, if that's the case, guess what? There's beautiful features called block or restrict. Like all of that, like mattering on what social media you're on, there's nothing wrong with blocking somebody. Like, honestly, if they are being invasive, if they are being rude, if they're being pushy, it's like sometimes you just have to cut the cord and be like, no. Like, get the fuck away. 6 foot distance. The other card we have here is Mend a Broken Heart Fairy. Healing from heartache. See, I strongly get the sense here, because especially with the snake with time to heal. We've had that healing come up more than once. We have a very heart chakra centered, also third eye related stone here with the calcite. That maybe like this invasiveness is something you've already dealt with in the past, which is why you guys are being so hesitant or so, again, standoffish to allowing new opportunities or new people to approach, because you really don't want to experience the same thing again, which is totally understandable. But also it's like you're kind of shooting yourself in the foot a little bit, because you're denying yourself really good connections out of fear of the same thing happening again. You don't know if the same thing. I mean, yes, the same thing could happen again, especially if you didn't learn from your lesson the first time and you're not aware of if you're not paying attention to the red flags, because there's always red flags. But you can't live in fear, okay? Because again, you're denying your own possibilities and your own prosperity and happiness by living in fear. So, talking about the Poe card and its divination meaning, we are moving away from an industrial world to a post-industrial world, where the nature of time, the way in which we interact with nature, and the way we live with the technology we have created will shape us all. So today, think of what your relationship with technology is. Is it sacred? Are there sacred purposes to which this new tool can be put? If you feel intimidated by technology, choose one area about which you would like to learn. You may wish to be more disciplined about your time spent online, and you may notice you have a talent for technology, for developing communication tools that link people and help us all develop communities for the highest good of all. So maybe that's a project for you guys. You can create something or start a community where other people can come in. You may soon become very adept at setting up websites, or find you love dabbling with web design, writing software, creating digital art, or posting movies you've made. You may wish to upload performances on the internet to introduce a wider audience to your skills and talents. You may also notice how people today have come to use the internet as a weapon to bully and harm others, and choose never to use technology in this way. You may have a gift for concept development and have brilliant ideas for new technologies for the future. Whatever it is the right time to truly work with technology in ways that will assist not only you, but many other beings too. And that is so related to the star energy as well. Like that literally is like jobs and careers that can be related to the star and to Aquarius. Aquarius are very much about forward thinking. They're about exploring new technology, new outlets, new ways of communication and community. They're very forward thinking. They're very out there thinking, very eccentric in their way, but they can come up with brilliant ideas. And I see that for you guys as well. So let's go ahead and talk about the mending the broken heart. So with this particular card, which is card 36, this is all about when you have heartache. It's important to treat yourself well. Take time away from the flurry of shoulds of the shoulds you are so often confronted with. Why not take some time to snuggle on the couch with a favorite old movie and have a sniffle? Have a long, comforting bath, and be sure to make a promise to yourself to let close people who are worthy of your love. It is not about being bitter or guarded, but you are a sensitive and tender, sweet being, and some people are just not. So now is not the time for harshness. Soft blankets, sweet dreams, long baths, and a reduction of the harsh energy around you are best. Then the Mend a Broken Heart Fairy can fly in to soothe you. You will feel her presence, and she will lift the pain until all that is left is sweet, gentle wisdom. Totally makes so much sense. Again, I was saying this in the previous pile. It's just crazy how I'm pulling from vastly different decks here, but yet the same kind of energy and the same kind of messages are coming up for you guys. It's wild. So lastly, I'm going to pull some cards from the tea leaves for some final messages for you guys for 3 months' time. What you need to know. Okay, let's see. For my pile twos. Okay. Interesting. Let's see. And let's do that one more time. One more card, I feel. It's wanting to come out. Where are you? Okay. So, let's see what we got here. So, we have scales. Keep your life in balance. Exactly. You guys got to make sure that you are staying in balance. We also have the mountain road. You are on the road to success. That's a good sign. We have the needle and thread. A sincere wish will be granted. The star card. Literally, guys. Wow. We have V. Victory in some endeavor. We also have the astral house for you guys. So what this is all surrounding and what this is all relating to for you guys 3 months from now has to do with your happiness. Claiming your happiness. You deserve happiness. We have clouds. Temporary problems. See? Like, the clouds will clear and the sun will be out there. I'm also getting like the analogy here is like what you perceive as clouds is really just the doves. Literally the doves around the sun. They're not actually clouds. We also have the shark here. Take care or there will be a loss of material wealth. Interesting. We also have the flute. Disappointment in a friend or lover. Exactly. Like, I feel like you guys are going to, you either have gone through that or you will be going through that. And that's why the mend a broken heart fairy is here. But again, don't close yourself off from new opportunities or new friendships. Just because one person fucking was a shit. All right. Don't deny yourself. And also don't deny other people getting to understand and know your loving heart. And lastly, we got the ear with good news. See? Something good will come. Okay? So don't be so down in the dumps. Don't fall into being super emo about this situation. Like, lift yourself up. Get that happiness again. And again, be willing to put yourself out there. Balance the light and the darkness within, for sure. So yes, that is everything that I'm getting for this particular pile. So if this resonated, please do feel free to leave a like, comment down below. Let me know what you thought about this, how it resonated. And of course, if you'd like to help support this channel and its continued growth and the work that I do, please do consider checking out my Patreon link down below. It really is a huge help. And it gives you access, guys, to some fun, exclusive pick-a-cards, ad-free, longer pick-a-cards, daily messages, more or less, artwork, and of course, there's also personal readings all over there on my Patreon. That is where all of that is happening now. So, thank you all so much, and I will see you in the next one. All right, for those of you who are attracted to the last pile here, pile 3, with the cute little tentacle boba girl, we're going to go ahead and jump into your messages for what it is you need to know in 3 months time from whenever it is that you have clicked on this particular reading. And as always, we're going to start off with the tarot and see what it's setting up energy-wise for you guys. So the first one we have here is the King of Pentacles. Interesting. We then have the 4 of Pentacles. And we have the 9 of Wands. Interesting. Okay, so let's see. Let's get a feel for these guys and what they're trying to tell you for 3 months' time. So, I definitely get the sense here that there is going to be an emphasis on maybe a connection with a particular masculine maybe in your life. Definitely this could be related to the signs of, you know, Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo, or Aries as well. I'm getting a sense here of there's definitely concern over money. Maybe some of you feel like somebody else is controlling your finances or your life for you. Or again, this is kind of a message for you guys to, you know, not sort of give up or don't feel like you are at the mercy of like some battle. Like I get the sense here of maybe some of you perceiving a battle happening around you, but really it's not. It's all kind of in your mind. For some of you, that could definitely be a part of it. I get the sense of maybe some of you feeling like you're kind of caged in or like a caged bird to somebody else. Be very, very mindful of your finances for sure in 3 months' time, because you definitely don't want to be either overspending, and a lot of you definitely do not want to be like hoarding your money or underspending out of especially worry that you're going to lose something. But some of you are definitely very business savvy. You're very good at business. You know what you're doing with your career. Others of you, again, I get the sense of like feeling like somebody else is kind of controlling it for you and you kind of being at the mercy of that, but needing to continue to kind of like hold your ground and hold proper boundaries with these particular people or a particular individual. Because you have talent and that you are kind of the talent is what I feel like. You bring in interest and this monetary kind of success for yourself. So don't forget that. Trust in your ability. Some of you may also just not be presenting your abilities enough to others. You're kind of sleeping on your talent. You're not showing it enough to the rest of the world. So let's go ahead and get a little bit more clarity here and see, because I'm just getting a sense of a lot of different, very specific individual things. The letter B might be of significance for some of you. But yeah, I get the sense of there's a lot of different things happening for a lot of different people with this particular pile. So it's really going to depend on what your personal situation is. But let's see if we can get something more specific. So for your plant card that I pulled for you guys, we actually got the cattail, but in the reverse. And this is talking about spreading seeds. So especially with something like that, I feel like, yeah, maybe some of you are not spreading your seeds enough. But let's go ahead and see. Oh, that is wild. It's so crazy when you just happen to open up exactly to what you need in a booklet. That's just so weird. But in the reverse, it's talking about you're likely stuck in old habits and routines. And that can be definitely a downfall of that Four of Pentacles. The Four of Pentacles can be a positive card, but it can also be a very negative card, mattering on how you're using that energy. Old habits and routines, and that pattern needs to be broken. Get active. Don't sit back and wait. Initiate, create, motivate. Only then will you free yourself from the mud in which you feel mirrored. Try new approaches. Do new things. Step outside of your normal life rhythm. It will loosen the strictures upon your creativity. Fear of your seeds being rejected is holding you back from expressing some of your most creative ideas and being as productive and successful as you can be. And that totally makes a lot of sense because, again, we have nothing but pentacle and wand energy here. So we're talking about earth energy and we're talking about fire, which means we are talking about creativity, spirituality, sexuality, and we are talking about the material world, your body, your material wealth, your stability, your security. All of that is being highlighted, and especially with something like the cattails, that just emphasizes everything right there because, yeah, some of you maybe are afraid of rejection. You're afraid that maybe you can't make it. You can't make a stable monetary life for yourself based off your talents and your gifts, which is part of maybe there's a particular person who's making you feel that way because it's like, there could be a particular person that's making you feel that way. Also, I feel like the opposite where it's like you need somebody because I get the sense of like you kind of being the talent, you having the creative ideas, but you maybe are lacking in the ability to properly manage the material or the practical planning of things, which is why maybe you need somebody's assistance in that. But you have to be very wise to make sure it's not somebody who's trying to control or withhold those assets from you, especially if you are the one bringing it in. So again, it's a very, very fine line for a lot of you who pick this pile about which one is going to apply to you the best. But regardless, again, you got to get out there. You got to get out of your usual routine because I feel like for a lot of you, it's like you have mastered something very well. You're very good at it. You know it works. So you're afraid of taking the risk to try something a little bit more frisky, to shake things up because you're afraid of losing what it is you've already built. And it's like, no, you cannot be afraid because, again, you have this, this drive, and I feel like this music within, or like this, again, just like this calling within to start something, and it's like you are hesitating. You are scared. And it's like, do not be afraid of losing something. It's like, again, like, what is the worst that can happen? You get rejected. Well, you can try again. Like, there's nothing to stop you from keep trying. So it's funny because I immediately jumped into the plant card. With the other piles, I was talking about the crystals first, but I don't know, something about these particular cards. These are from this one is from the Nature Speak Oracle. I love that deck because it very much acts like a tarot deck to me, and it a lot of time emphasizes the tarot beautifully. It's such a cool deck. But let's actually go and address the crystal cards before we move any further. Because again, you were attracted either by the sticker or by this crystal here. And this lovely little crystal here is blue calcite. As I was saying, one of the other previous piles, it's like, anybody who's been following me a while, my patrons know, everybody should know that I absolutely love my calcite. I have too much calcite. I'm obsessed. So, blue calcite. What is it? Dreamy, calming blue calcite is the fresh from the meditation retreat, vision board making hippie of the calcite family. Who needs it? People who stare up at the ceiling worrying about the future at 3 a.m. Where to put it on your bedside table. When to use it. When stress is the enemy. Freaking out is not a prerequisite for accomplishment. Deadlines aren't death sentences. Stress will extinguish your creativity and crush your dreams if you let it. Call on the calming, focused energy of blue calcite to remind you to put stress in its place, far away from the joy of the process and the delight of dreaming big. Act on your dreams. There we go. Motivate, action, putting it towards your dreams. Do not stress, do not fret, do not freak out. You got this, okay? Give it a chance to flourish. And the other lovely crystal that we have right here is another favorite of mine is aquamarine. So, what is it? Aquamarine is a fancy type of blue beryl, and it's a powerful coolant for the head and the heart. Again, you know, I was mentioning Aries, and again, we have a lot of fire and earth here, so it's like, and we have a lot of these cooling, relaxing kind of stones coming up for you guys. You gotta just chill. So, who needs it? Those who run hot, fire signs. Anybody hanging on to an unspoken burning desire. I also was getting a little sense of like Leos here with this pile too, but not as strongly as the other signs. But where to put it? Wherever you need to turn that whisper into a primal scream, or if that's a little over dramatic, whenever you want to speak clearly and calmly from the heart. When to use it? When you've lost your voice, when it's past time to let it go, or when you're feeling a little too en fuego. For polite company, ice yourself down with aquamarine's cold shower vibes. Keep your cool. Also, aquamarine, another name for aquamarine, is mermaid's tears, and it was often a stone that sailors would bring with them for traveling, crossing water. So it's also a very good stone to use if you are planning to do any traveling journeys, especially in regards to water. But in general, it's a good traveler stone to keep for protection. So, fun facts. So let's go ahead and jump into the next card, and let's see. I want to jump into the animal cards that I pulled for you guys. So with the animal cards that I have for you, you guys got 3 that came out. One of them, I'm looking at it right now, is kind of funny what it says, which we'll leave that one for last. But so one of the first ones that came out for you guys is the loon with intuitive. So listen to the song in your soul. Trust your intuition as you have a way of knowing. Emerge from the busy life and seek more solitude. Recognize that you are unique and that you are loved. Exactly. So a lot of you need to pay more attention to your intuition. Again, it was funny that it's saying listen to the song in your soul. And like I kind of like that analogy kind of came up to me with like the song inside or something. So some of you might even be musicians or singers or just lyrical artists in some fashion. So diving more into this card of the loon, it's talking about elegance, singer, communicator, visionary, dreamer, loyalty, family, fidelity, freedom's call, spirit messenger. So, the call of the loon stirs the soul. Their sound invokes reverence and imagination. Loons have a complex communication system that is highly evolved. Loons are powerful and intuitive. Knowing from within comes quickly for loon people. Their flashes of insight and imagination are highly developed. Loons mate for life and teach the ideals of family and fidelity to those with this totem. Loons are excellent partners and parents. They often carry their offspring on their backs. Loons are also excellent communicators, and they relate well with others. When loon arrives or you hear them call, it may be time to pay attention to your own intuition and to be discerning of your situation. If loon is your totem, you will be a great communicator. Insights and answers easily rise from the depths of your subconscious. Family love is important, and you protect the ones you love. Take time at dawn on the still lake of your mind and connect with your song. Be vocal, chant, love your family. You will always succeed if you listen to the wisdom within. Look to your own reflection to see how beautiful, unique, and elegant you are. Exactly. So with this card coming up, some questions to ask yourself are you ignoring warnings from your loved ones? Are you so busy you have forgotten the sanctuary of love? Are you communicating your feelings? Be brave and speak your truth. As always, you always should be brave and speak your truth because nobody else is going to speak it for you. So, let's go ahead and dive into the next card that we have here. Let's see, and there's something I'm looking for. So the next one that came out for you guys is also another water bird, which is really interesting. We have the heron with patience. So create a place in nature's stillness and be renewed. Take time alone to find balance. Step confidently toward your purpose. Patience will bring you rewards. So obviously, you guys are needing to be a little bit more patient with yourself, especially if you, again, because you obviously have some very creative and unique ideas that you want to express, you want to share. But again, that process is going to require you to be a little bit more patient, a little more gentle with yourself, I'm getting the sense of. So let's go ahead and talk about the heron a little bit more. So this is talking about patience, grace, introspection, watchfulness, wary truth, supreme hunter, courage, magnificence, and feelings. So herons live in two worlds at the same time. Their feet are planted in the watery world of intuition, and their head is in the sky of the mind. When they stand for long hours staring into the water in their own reflection, introspection helps heron people know themselves and understand others. They need to be careful to not let self-absorption turn into self-criticism. The heron is usually solitary and loves the peace of quiet isolation. They can be very happy alone. Their shyness is not weakness, but self-preservation. If you are a heron person, you are intuitive, clearly. Intuitive, thoughtful, graceful, and authentic. You are a natural philosopher and ponder the deeper meanings of existence. You are aware and watchful of these traits, and these traits keep you safe. Focusing on your goals assures that all your needs will be met. Heron people know how to wait for opportunities to arrive. Their patience is a virtue. Those with heron as totem have an elegant manner that is their natural way of being. Heron people know how to look within to find answers that can lead them to their dreams. If heron glides into your world, take some quiet time in self-reflection and ask the wise heron to help you know yourself, your strengths, and the path to your purpose. So, the questions you want to ask yourself are, don't let your introspection turn into criticism. Don't let your frustration with others' inadequacies swamp your joy of living. Have you forgotten your need for solitude and quiet? Take some time alone to find balance. Balance is highly, highly important. So let's see. I want to look, before I show you the third one, I want to just double check that there isn't like a little passage in here for this one, which I really don't think there is, considering what it is, and it's really funny. Give me one moment just to double check. Yep, I'm pretty sure I am right. Yep. Okay. So the last card, and again, I was just double checking to see if there was anything in the book like about this card, and I mean the card says everything it needs to, and it is personal choice. Close your eyes. What animal do you imagine? What strengths are they known for? What wisdom do they share? Embrace these qualities. So clearly, intuitively, if like both of these came up and you're like, what the fuck? Why is a loon and a heron coming up for me? Well, I mean, they're both very much related to what they're talking about for you guys, but also it's like, as an animal totem for you personally, you might be like, no. Well, clearly, the choice is yours. Whatever animal right now, and especially in 3 months' time, that is coming to you, that is strongly resonating in your mind, you really need to integrate those qualities of that particular animal, but don't be sleeping on the heron and the loon for you, because they obviously are coming out as significant totems to help you with that patience and connecting to your intuition, and really focusing on you and your energy and what your purpose is, and really striving to shake things up a little bit and show that. So again, it's all in your personal choice. You can choose whatever it is you want. Again, nobody else has to dictate it to you, because you just naturally know what totems are correct for you intuitively. So moving into our next card here, we have card 26 here with the tree. So obviously, there's something here about, we had family come up quite a bit with the loon. So your family tree, your connection to your family, I don't know what is happening there in particular. I don't know if you're under any particular pressure from your family to follow a certain path or anything, but this is the sacred tree. So what this is talking about is the cosmic tree is the axis. This is basically Yggdrasil, for those who prefer the Norse way of basically referring to this same energy. This card came from the Native American Oracle cards. So anyway, the cosmic tree is the axis of the world, uniting the visible world of earth with the invisible world of spirit. The shaman climbs its branches until he reaches the heavens or travels down the roots to the lower world, seeking answers and healing and guidance for his people. The tree is said to make the rain fall, plants grow, and females of all species, as well as the earth itself, fertile. The Omaha peoples would ritually cut down or trim the sacred tree and paint its trunk, alternating red and black rings to symbolize heaven and earth, life and death, day and night, and all other polarities. So the message here for you guys is diligently seek solutions rather than avoiding them, and be willing to offer in exchange, if necessary, to get what you need. Equal give and take. So the key words here are evolution, overcoming difficulty, painful but necessary initiation, voluntary sacrifice. And this is related to Saturdays. So maybe there is a specific Saturday that is going to be significant in 3 months' time. Something is going to happen there. Obviously, when we're talking about Saturday, we're also talking about the energy of Saturn. So you might want to consider and look into that as well. And lastly, this is so wild, and it's so funny because I'm pretty sure the other pile where I mentioned Saturn also had this card come up, and it's coming up for you guys too. So very, very interesting. We have the card of friendship, yet again with the unicorn coming up here. Seek out your soul family. Surround yourself with positive people. Spend more time socializing. Very, very interesting. Maybe some of you have been spending too much time in isolation. Again, it's very much similar to a message from one of the previous piles where it's like, you got to be able to strike that proper balance between your alone time and your together time with others. So this unicorn is calling you to surround yourself with positive people who love you. accept you, and support your desire to grow. As you accelerate on your spiritual path, it is important that you are connected with like-hearted souls who share your vision for an abundant, happy life, full of magic and possibility. Laughter and fun within these friendships will help you raise your vibration and attract positive encounters through your uplifted energy. At present, you may feel influenced or held back by friends or family who are stuck in their own judgments and limitations. See any patterns or wounds they are mirroring back to you as a gift. Be willing to do the inner work to overcome those patterns for yourself. Forgiveness will help you move forward faster than resentment. So bless them, forgive them, and then let them go. If you release relationships, it may create a space in your life, and for a time you may feel as if you're journeying alone, whilst your new soul family finds you. Use this period to go within and deepen your love for yourself. Trust and know that you are worthy of a wonderful group of companions who support each other. This card encourages you to follow your guidance to new places or attend events where you are likely to meet people from your soul group. Remember, they are looking for you just as you are for them. It will be a beautiful reunion when you recognize each other. So obviously you guys are calling in some better soul relationships. And again, that might be why it's like, it's telling you, like, as you go through the process of clearing out the old, you're going to be in a time where you're going to be in self-reflection, in your solitude. But again, you know, recognizing and finding the people who truly love you for your authentic self. And part of that is understanding who you are authentically. Again, personal choice is important here. Do not let somebody else dictate to you who it is you're supposed to be or who it is you're supposed to surround yourself with, you know, any of that. So lastly, we're going to go ahead and pull some additional final messages for you guys from the tea leaf cards. So let's see what we got for my pile threes. Okay, let's see. All right. Okay. Pile three. All right, just a few more. All right, last cards for pile three. All right, so for you guys, let's see. We have the jug with lighthearted, carefree time. Have a little bit more fun. We have the skull with hidden secrets can harm you. That includes within yourself. Dark woman, dealings a relationship with a woman with dark complexion or hair. Interesting. We have dagger, fear, worries, tense situations. We also have the carrot with opportunities or windfall. We have the star with guaranteed success, especially with that windfall. We have mice, discord among friends or family. We also have the tiger, doing something risky, taking a chance. Maybe the tiger for some of you is a significant totem. We also have the whale, great worry over nothing. Do not be a worrywart. We also have the hat here with you'll be playing a different role. Interesting. And lastly, we have the sun, happiness and well-being. Got that lovely sun energy coming out for you guys. I feel like you guys are very sun-like people. So that is everything I'm seeing here for this particular group. So if this resonated, please do leave a like, comment down below. As always, if you would like to help support the channel in any way, please do consider checking out my Patreon link down below. That will give you guys access to even more exclusive pick-a-cards ad-free. There's personal reading options on there as well. You get to see some of my artwork, some stuff that I do not post completely on other places just because of the kind of artwork I do. Other little tarot messages on the norm, first access to videos, all that kind of fun stuff. So all that is happening over my Patreon. If you'd like to become a part of the Patreon fam, you guys are wonderful. So yes, thank you all so much, and I'll see you in the next one.